Coming at you live from beautiful DNHQ in South Pasadena, California, which I hear is also beautiful. This is the Blue Heaven Podcast. Oh. Hey, we're lit tonight. I mean, not really. We just barely opened the beers. What is going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me on the internet as RealFRG on Twitter and Instagram.
Sounds like you're really prepared for tonight. I'm Brooke. You can find me at BrookeMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. And on tonight's show, Christian Yelich got a contract.
Yes, he did.
That leads us to believe that Cody Bellinger's that's not the case at all. Cody Bellinger's contract is going to be heavily discussed over the next couple weeks, next couple seasons, what have you. So we're going to talk about Cody's next big contract and what that looks like. We also have another giveaway.
That we do. We have to announce the winner of our previous giveaway, which was a sweet, sweet autographed Justin Turner bat.
Did I win?
You did not. It was another person.
Someone else.
Mookie Betts says, I love you, Clint. We're going to get to the stream in a minute, but thank you for hanging out with us, as always, Mookie. We went to Dodger Stadium today.
We did.
To get along with Gary, who's back down.
I'm over here, guys.
Back in the corner.
Hey, what's up?
The floating head.
I'm not allowed to talk too much, according to YouTube.
YouTube got mad at him.
YouTube said no.
But we got a walkthrough of Dodger Stadium with the architect. Not the architect, but the what did I call her? The Undertaker of...
The Undertaker?
The planner.
The Undertaker of Dodger Stadium. Janet Marie Smith.
You said that, and I just heard the bell. You know, I was like, oh, he called her the Undertaker.
Yeah, she rose up. Yeah. I mean, I'm not calling her old. She's a lovely lady. I love Janet.
So we'll talk about those renovations a little bit. We'll let you know where they're at with them because, let's be honest, there's a lot left to do. We also want to talk about how terrible Boston is.
Boston sucks.
Well, that's all we're going to say about that. You know, just bug Boston.
As we introduce a new segment with that tonight. And there's going to be, so much more. So, guys, wave your hands and all that stuff. And, of course, we have to give a shout out to our partner, to our friends over at sportscaster.com. This is weird to see are you doing the double shake weight?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a gets you swole.
Not a sponsor.
But Sportscaster, I mean, they're sort of a sponsor and they're sort of our friend and they're our best friends because you guys could also watch us on Sportscaster, which is another number of the ways you can get us, but you can be the star of your own show on Sportscaster with built-in studio graphics, access to special events, and so much more. You could be a pro, sound like a pro. So if you like to live stream, you want a game, you want to be your own broadcaster, you want to talk about sports, you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, go to sportscaster.com today. That is CASTR.com today, but of course after this live stream.
After the live stream, guys. After the live stream. Don't forget, guys, this is a live stream, so we're going to need you to drop in the comments wherever you're watching from. Let us know where you're repping, and it looks like a bunch of you guys are already in here. Let us know where you're repping. But more importantly, Kate wants to see Mormon Brooke. Where is he?
I'm going to unbutton more buttons while you get that.
Here he is. This is my bobblehead.
It's pretty
and
glorious.
He looks like me, except he doesn't, and he also kind of looks Mormon. So.
They have a generic white head at bobblehead places because,
he looks just like Cody Bellinger.
If you pull the Bellinger one back here, it looks almost exactly the same.
So do you think because we look the same in our bobbleheads, I could get a similar contract?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
That's fine.
Sandro Enriquez, my friend. What's going on, buddy? He's heading out to Arizona real soon for spring training, and he says it's Taco Tuesday. Gary, aren't you wearing the shirt?
Ooh.
Gary wants to taco. He wants to taco about it. Oh, way to knock over other shirts there, Chief.
Way to go,
That
bud.
it is. I'm actually very...
I actually just redesigned the shirt, so I'm going to put it up.
No, we're
Make
very
this
excited
all about you.
that. He put mustard on it.
Our boy,
Tammy says
Thanks,
Tammy's in the 209, which apparently is in Central California. So, welcome, Tammy.
Anita, and we're learning.
We're learning.
And we're learning. Our boy El Cariza, Chris, is in the stream. He says we gotta, maybe we should start. Yeah, hype man of the show. Maybe we should start talking about getting into the Celebrity All-Star game,
it's
softball
about time.
game.
I mean, it's All-Star games this year.
The campaign needs to start.
It's 2020, and
Yeah.
we're
right.
a big name in Dodger podcasting.
Yeah.
Why not?
Pasillas.
Aren't we like the only
Smith.
name?
We're the only name. There's no other Dodger podcast.
All the other ones
really.
don't count to me.
Mookie Betts says, "I love you too, Brooke," but all caps lock for Brooke. So he yelled at me. I'm pretty sure. Jermaine 951 in the house. IE represent. Stand up.
We got
Don't stand up.
Caesar.
You'll get shot.
From Facebook and from Los Angeles. We got Roach saying, "Where's the Rob Dyrdek bobblehead?" Matt is in the stream. Our boy from Australia. We got Aussie Matt. Can't watch on Periscope for copyright reasons.
No,
Because it's Carlos Gomez.
Checked it out. It's okay.
Oh. It's okay.
Yeah, people on Periscope, let us know.
Right. Cody B, Montana checking in. Oh, Montana. That's they got good sky country over there or something like that. Katie says, "Are you guys confident the stadium will be finished by opening day after seeing it today?" I'll field that one first. No.
Wait, no. You have to define done.
Yes. Okay.
You have to define done.
If you're saying all of the features that they want included in the park,
guys,
done,
we have a whole segment dedicated to that later
Yeah,
in the show, so you're gonna have to listen. Hey, you're stuck with us.
I'll tell you what parts I don't think will be done.
Teaser. I'm very. Oh, Juice is in the stream. He says, "Hey, Beardman."
Oh, Beardman. You got a Beardman shout out. That's a throwback.
I really should have made that shirt.
India's in the house.
Pardeep?
India or Indiana?
Pardeep.
Who's your favorite player, Pardeep?
Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm guessing we're butchering your name there, but it's spelled Pardeep.
Mookie Betts says
From
he
India.
loves you too,
Cool.
Gary.
Huh?
Mookie Betts says I love you too, Gary.
No, he's awesome.
All right.
I still don't know who Mookie Betts is, but
He's the one that
He's the Dodgers actually just traded for him from Boston.
Yeah, I know. Jimmy's checking in from Georgetown, Kentucky.
All right. Nick says baseball. Yes, I'm assuming that means he wants us to talk about baseball, but instead we're going to talk about our giveaway because, well, like we've said, a lot has gone on today. We visited Dodger Stadium for a progress report and got some behind-the-scenes walkthrough with Miss Janet Marie Smith and that $100 million renovation that's, I'm sure, just a bane in everybody's existence over there at Dodger Stadium. As we've said, Christian Yelich got paid very handsomely, but was it enough? And is it going to be a precursor to the type of money that Cody Bellinger should be getting?
No.
Probably not. Before we get into all that stuff, before we get into more of your guys' comments and all the funds and the things that are going to happen, we got to announce the winner of our last giveaway, which was the Justin Turner autographed baseball bat.
Who's going to win?
A person. And the winner is, wait, where's my bad drum roll?
I'm
you
showing
got it.
the graphic.
You give the person the thing, and then I'm gonna
that bat.
Where the hell? Oh, there it is. Announce the winner.
I get to announce it?
You get to announce the winner.
Hold on, I got signed out.
Really?
Keep
okay,
going,
never
keep
mind.
Going,
never mind.
Keep going.
Okay.
Okay, you go.
Yeah. Do you not remember password? The winner of the autographed baseball bat from Justin Turner is Tyler Espiritu. Am I saying that? Why does everybody have these hard names?
Can you guys make it easy on me?
You guys have
and
better names.
Phonetically spell it out for me.
That is Tyler Espiritu.
So you have time to go create that email on Gmail and send it
Tyler
over.
no, you have to enter. You have to email us.
Ooh, of Granada Hills.
Of Granada Hills, California. So Tyler, please.
That's here.
Local.
Yeah.
Please email us at podcast@dodgersnation.com to claim your prize. That is podcast@dodgersnation.com. Please contact us within 48 hours, or else we will literally throw your prize to some wolves, or I might just throw it in my bonfire pit. I don't know. Or, I mean, usually.
Why would you do that?
Usually we give it to somebody else. Well, I don't keep it. I'm not going to keep the giveaways, Chiefo.
Well, okay, I'm just saying, like, we don't have to throw it in a bonfire.
Tyler Espiritu. Come on down. How do you say that? Say the name.
Tyler Espiritu.
Oh, hey, Dodger Man 5150. Yes, we
know.
do see you. Thank you for hanging out with us. We want
Dodger
you to know
Man
that you're
5150. That's it.
He's a
That's the only
crazy fan.
comment I see.
Now for our next giveaway, it runs the same as all the other giveaways. You're going to go to dodgersnation.com/giveaways. Or it's going to be on just about all the articles at what website? dodgersnation.com, of course. And this week we are giving away a autographed, or over the next 2 weeks, you could enter to win an autographed Gavin Lux baseball. So I hear that's pretty cool.
Oh, wait, I got to put that graphic up.
If you like,
you don't have that.
If you like,
It's
I don't
not
have
there.
it.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Wait,
just imagine
a baseball that's signed
with some
by
swiggly
Gavin
lines.
Lux.
Yes.
And that's what we're giving away. Because, if you like Gavin Lux. We also had a really good interview with him over on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that little bell button so you know when we're going live or putting up cool content like the Gavin Lux interview, because that one is really good. You can find out what kind of wings he likes, because that's the important question.
Well, what kind of wing eater is he?
Yes.
What kind of wing eater is he? Because apparently there's like 6 different types. There's 5 different types.
You watched the
Number
video,
5
obviously.
is terrible. No, wait. Number 1 is terrible.
Number 1 is leaving.
1 is the worst.
All of the
number
meat.
1's the worst.
Yeah.
Number 5 is basically
You eat the bone.
sucking the bone dry. You're eating the marrow out of the bone, I believe, is number 5.
That would be me.
We've seen you eat. It's terrible. It's
Also,
terrible.
boneless is just chicken nuggets. I feel like I should.
I like
tell you
eating the
guys
bones
that.
and putting them back together.
By the way, my buddy just texted me right now. He says, "I want the bat if he doesn't claim it." I'm not giving you the bat, Ray, as I can't do that. It's not fair to the kids
that Hamilton?
out there in the audience. No, it is not
okay.
Hamilton. If it was Hamilton, I straight up would have given him the bat.
Yeah, for sure.
Hamilton's dead.
All right. Gail wants to know, do Brook Me 3 and FRG bobbleheads exist yet? No.
We're working on it.
Are we?
Wait, you have one in the back. Show everybody.
It's right in the front.
Oh, there it is, right there.
So
wait, my face is hiding it. You have to scoot it over.
I figured out this.
Yeah, there you go.
That good?
There is Brooks bobblehead.
So there's a custom bobblehead company that makes custom bobbleheads, obviously.
Yeah,
so I'm working on a podcast one.
Oh.
So we'll be sitting down in front of computers with headsets on.
That's money.
Where am I?
It's going to cost money.
We're going to get you the screen.
I get a.
We'll put a sticker.
Yours
I
isn't
get
a
a sticker.
bobblehead.
Yeah,
It's just
okay.
the picture of
Got
you.
Speaking
of money.
Yeah. As it goes, the Milwaukee Brewers today inked All-Star, MVP, right fielder Christian Yelich to a, was it 9-year deal? 9-year.
Former MVP.
2018 National League MVP, 9-year, $215 million deal to keep him a Brewer through 2028, and I believe there's also
is a 7-year extension on top of his remaining 2 years.
No, they said they're tearing up the old ones or something like that, so
right.
making it a 9-year deal because I think it sounds better as a 9-year deal. So Homeboy's getting a lot of money, but is it a lot of money for one of the elite outfielders in the game? Like you're talking about, he's like a 7-win player minimum these days.
Somebody told me they were like, well, he had 2 years on his contract left, so that would carry him into his age 30 season, so he wasn't going to get big money. And I was like, but 30 years old, you still get a much higher annual average than that. Like you're talking, you're talking 9 years, 215. That's not very much. You're talking low 20s in terms of annual average. Dude, if Bryce Harper can get more than that, then you got to get close. Maybe not the same numbers because Bryce Harper, admittedly he puts more butts in seats. Bryce Harper will because he has that allure about him. Even though I don't think he's a better player than Christian Yelich at all.
It's his hair.
It's his hair. But in terms of that, Christian Yelich should absolutely be, I don't know, a $35 to $38 million a year guy. Like how do you argue against that? Other than the fact that he's been a little injury
he could be giving
prone the past couple of years, and even so, he's still averaged like 140 games a season.
Trout got $430 over 12 years. It was a non-free agent contract. Mookie's looking for I think the baseline is $35 million a year. In anybody's minds, everybody feel free to participate here in the chat. Is Christian Yelich in the same breath as Mike Trout? Mookie Betts.
I don't think anybody's in the same breath as Mike Trout, admittedly. Like, I think in terms of consistency, nobody's been more of a model for consistent greatness than Mike Trout has over the course of his career. I think season to season, obviously, some people have overtaken him. Like, I think Cody Bellinger had a better season than he did last year, obviously. But nobody really comes close to him long term. So I think Mike Trout's kind of the outlier. That's kind of the guy that you're like, we're not going to talk about him because that doesn't really
he doesn't exist.
But I mean, Yelich
he's like Santa Claus.
Yelich at his best is like almost an 8-WAR guy, and all things considered, you pay those guys. And it's tough to imagine anybody else getting paid more, but there's going to be lesser players over the next couple of years that get paid more than that. And that's the tough thing. But also consider this. There's a new collective bargaining agreement right on the horizon. And if there's not, then there's a strike right on the horizon. So with that in mind, he took the money while it's there, and I got to respect him a little bit for that. Somebody said, what's the difference between $200 million and $250 million? Realistically, it's a lot.
$50 million.
But also, if he's taking $250 somewhere else, the taxes that come into play, living in Wisconsin, the cost of living can't be that high living in Wisconsin.
What did you say, Gary, when you walked in? That was like $1,000 to rent a mansion out there or something?
Yeah.
So.
A mansion is like $200,000 out there, So
I mean, he's a kid who's coming from Miami. He got traded over to Milwaukee. He spent 2 years there. The attendance skyrocketed because of Christian Yelich coming over. Not only because of him coming over, but he's a big part of it. I mean, he's a career 300 hitter, 300 plus, and he can hit like 35 to 40 home runs a season easily while hitting for high average and a high on base percentage. Admittedly, his home and road splits are not the prettiest thing in the world. He hits much better at home. I don't know, man. Like when I saw this, I was like, it makes sense on one side, but also it makes no sense at all on the other side. And that's why we started talking about Cody Bellinger, because we're like, what the heck is going to happen now?
What you got?
I think he's being a little selfish for taking only $200 million. This, from my perspective, athletes who have that influence, and he's done so much for the Southern California Fires.
Yes.
Like the money does trickle down to charities and trickle down. It gives him the power to run more events after his playing career. I absolutely think he should have gone for more money, because then he could have more influence after his career to do more good.
Yeah,
you know?
there's definitely the two sides of it. Is that money, he's not obviously just going to go around and just buying hookers and blow and mansions. He would do nice things,
not
like
too much of it.
Like buy hookers and blow for needy podcast hosts and all that kind of stuff. But beyond that, still, like, I can understand a man not wanting to deal with the, I just want the money now. I just want to sign. I don't want to worry about it. I want to be here. I enjoy it here.
He doesn't have to think about it.
It's
not a distraction for him anymore. It's not something that's going to hurt him. And it's not something, above all, it's not something media is going to ask him about every single second of his life for the next 2 years.
And he doesn't have to, if he has a down season, or if he hurts himself, it's not as bad as a $35 million guy. Like, man, you haven't been healthy. Like, are you even trying? Or he's just, he doesn't have to worry about a contract anymore or any of that kind of stuff.
Let's play a hypothetical here and say he played all the way through the 2 seasons and became a free agent at age 30.
Uh-huh.
How long of a contract do you get at age 30? Do you get a 6-year contract? Do you get a 7-year contract at age 30?
For him, probably a 7-year.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to finish out the next 2 years probably somewhere between 6 to 7.5 more.
Or something happened with his knee injury that he knows about, that he was like, oh.
I'm pretty sure they did the due diligence with that.
I think they stayed on top of
Ruben on Facebook a while ago now said, did the noble thing. Yelich did the noble thing by giving the Brewers a discount. I understand that narrative as well. I wouldn't call it a hometown discount because he ain't from there.
He's from Thousand Oaks.
But there is something, hey, this team they saved me from Miami. And I kind of want to give back. And if you do enjoy the fans and you enjoy the fan base, it's not Boston, so he enjoes himself. See what I did there?
I guess it's hard to put ourselves in that situation because we don't make nearly that much money. So it's hard to gauge it. But if he really wanted to play, and it sounds to me like he really wanted to keep playing in Milwaukee. And if that's the case, I mean, that's noble.
Is he the type of person that needs a chip on his shoulder? And then that's the thing, like he's underpaid, he just needs
a complete kneecap and he's good. And he can go out and challenge for an MVP. If he was healthy, there's a fair chance he would have back-to-back on the MVP, but because he did miss those final couple of weeks, that probably gave Bellinger that final bit of an edge. But
don't forget, though, too, he's also a
human being.
He comes from a Jose Fernandez team, a team that experienced a lot of heartbreak, a lot of so he's a very loyal player in that sense. So that I'm sure that plays into it in some. He seems to me like a guy that doesn't really care about anything except playing. That's the way he strikes me.
Yeah,
he's kind of like
good guy.
He's kind of like Mookie, where he's like, I just want to play. Like, I don't really need the hustle and fuss of everything else. Just let me play. So
important comment here from Puppy Butt 310 over on Twitch. -2 wins above replacement for looking like Pete Davidson.
That's true.
That's a good.
Yeah, he would be a 9-WAR player if he didn't look like Pete Davidson.
That was a bad idea on his part.
Another great comment was from Sandro Enriquez. By 30, you won't get more than a 5-year contract from any MLB team.
And I know Sandro.
So maybe that's how he's playing it.
He's old.
I mean, Josh Donaldson, he got was his 4 or 5?
We're just talking about last week. There's 4.
I think it's a 480.
But he's
490 some odd.
But
he got money.
He's above 30 though. That's the thing. It's like he got a 4-year contract and he's 32.
What did Justin get? What did Justin Turner get?
He got 4 and 64. But he was not as well known of a commodity at that time.
No. I mean, Donaldson had one good bounce back year and got a 4-year contract. So to me, that's like
so Yelich is underpaid.
Yelich could have had 2 really bad years and still got a 5-year deal at least.
Yeah, he would have deserved that.
He could have 2 years of like basically being
28 years old, Christian Yelich. Now we're talking about 24-year-old Cody Bellinger.
Dude,
what does Cody get paid? That's the we're a Dodger show, so we should probably.
Who's his agent?
He's a Boris guy.
There you go.
How much does Cody Bellinger get paid by another team? That's what I meant.
Let's discuss length. Let's
discuss Cody's length.
Let's discuss length first. I think he said, like, in that famous picture, he's like this. But in terms of contract length, you got to imagine him being up there with like the Bryce Harper, the Manny Machado, the Mike Trout contracts, that kind of length, the Garrett Cole contract length. You got to imagine somebody's trying to get signed for a decade, and if he's going to be how old at that time? 24? Is that what you said?
Well, right now he's 24, I believe.
Yeah. So he's going to be 26. If a contract that's going to put him at 36 when he's done with that contract, that's reasonable, right? So if you're thinking 10 years, you got to be thinking close to $40 million annually. Close, maybe not 40, but close. Honestly, it really depends on how the next couple of years go for him. But I mean, if he puts up even anything close to what he put up in his MVP season, anything close, he won't. I don't think he will. He won't. But you should keep saying that because every time you talk trash on him, he has an MVP
Those first
season.
2 months were horribly just like great outliers. Horribly great. You like that?
Horribly great.
They were outlier months.
Yeah.
He wasn't never going to hit 400. He's probably honestly a 260 to 285 kind of guy. His swing isn't conducive to exceptional contact rate and getting the ball through the holes. And as he gets older and he loses that foot speed, he's going to get even fewer singles because that played up for him on those tappers, a little bit past the pitcher.
Here's what I'm going to say. He's going to get a 10-year contract worth a minimum of $350 million with 2 opt-outs in it. That's my prediction.
From where?
From where is yet to be determined. Look, you got to consider a bunch of things. Number one, the Dodgers have a lot of young guys that are going to need to be paid over the next couple of years. A lot of guys who are going to get contracts similar to that. Walker Buehler being one of them eventually. Walker Buehler is a guy the Dodgers are going to want to keep around long term, and if they are, they're going to have to pay the man. I like the White Sox method. Like they haven't been around that long, but we know they're going to be good, so we're going to give them money.
Yeah, pay them up front.
They're very, very good about that, and I would love
the
to
Acuna
see
deal.
Yeah, I would love to see the Dodgers do that. So Cody's still.
But Cody'd be stupid to do that.
He would, but he's still. 2023, I think, is his last arbitration year. And after that, he would be a free agent. So if they could sign him this season or next season to a deal, that would be huge. You get a discount, but you get guaranteed money with Cody. And if I'm Scott Boras, I'm looking at Cody's career and his career arc, and I'm being like, yeah, he can be wishy-washy.
Oh.
He can have his ups and downs. Let's not take the risk.
Friend of the
Let's
show
get the
over
money
here.
right now. So maybe not $35 million a year. Maybe he's a $30 million.
The money's going to go up, though. The money's going to keep trending upwards. The CBA, like you said earlier or before the show,
it's going to be
CBA is going to keep trending towards being player friendly. If the two sides could even meet in the middle and continue to play baseball after 2023 or into 2023, so that's one whole thing. But when we take in the audience side of it here, Margaret says $40 million a year at 8 years. That's probably high, but could be in the range at that point. Travis says Bellinger gets $300 million, and that seems to be sort of the narrative we're looking at. Manfred is trash on Twitter said both are worth $300. I know that it meant $300 million, but it just says $300, so I really enjoyed that.
Deal. I'll take that deal. Roach says Pujols was 30 when he signed that huge contract, which, to be fair, is one of the worst contracts in baseball history. To be fair,
and he was already trending down.
To be
he
fair,
was already really trending down. To be fair, but that's not to say that there's not.
That's an outlier.
There's not a
nobody would do that.
There's not
again.
There's that you can't say that there's not a precedent for it though.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
If
There's only one Artie Moreno in the world.
Well, yeah, he's the worst, probably one of the owners in baseball. But that's besides the point.
Roach asked an important question earlier on Twitter. Asking, are you going to buy enough micheladas to pay for both Mookie and Bellinger? Because
I don't have that kind of cheese.
This is
do
beer.
The math. $35 million
like this
divided
delicious
by
beer
$30.
from our friends over at Figueroa Mountain. Wait, I got to pull my beer out. There it is. I love this beer.
So let's say we're paying Cody $300 million.
We have to
you
buy.
Guys really bringing out calculators right now.
I'm going to tweet it
They're
out.
$25.
Okay, in order,
I have to buy 12 million micheladas.
Afford
Bet. Bet.
We all need.
I know you took a pay cut coming here.
I
know you're not getting paid.
I got a couple
unhandsomely.
I got a couple years though to get to that mark. We should,
but I don't think you can afford that.
We should start a Kickstarter.
It's not a Kickstarter. You have to be inventing something.
I'm inventing a way to die.
Let's
drink 12 million micheladas. Oh my gosh!
It's not all at one game, boys.
Well, whatever. I have a couple years to get it done, guys. Don't worry about it. We'll get a GoFundMe going.
Straight Nasty 23 on the YouTube says the Yankees really love Cody and he might want to follow in his dad's footsteps. Brooke, hold me. Selena, friend of the show. She sleeps in the bed next to me.
Oh, dang.
no homo.
This is biased.
She says
Pedro biased.
yes. She says Cody's going to get half of Dodger Stadium. Is it going to be the renewed half or the the back half with the bad elevator? These are very important.
Wait. One more time.
Going to get half of Dodger Stadium.
Oh.
Like they should
That's
just
worth
start
more
selling
than.
out.
Oh, actually, no. That's a lot.
I see. That's the thing I thought they would do
parking
with
lot.
Trout. Like, of anybody, I was like, the Angels are
That
going
would
to
have been
offer him
brilliant.
partial ownership or something like
Can
that.
you do
They
that?
should.
Has a player ever gotten that?
No.
No.
But they should.
I think
The
that
Los-
Marty Moreno
the
should have
Los
been
Angeles
like,
Trouts of
dude,
Anaheim.
You can have my wife. You can have my dog. You can have half of my car.
you know they
whatever
paid
you want.
$300 million for that land outside of Angel Stadium in Anaheim.
In Anaheim.
Yeah, right before Garrett Cole's deal. So all that land was worth $300 million. That's good to know. I mean, just reference.
Katie's mom said she'll help me buy the 12 million Mitchell.
Katie's mom.
Lincoln's ghost says,
Wait,
"Tell
how did you
dude
get-
he doesn't need
how
to
many
scream."
million?
We don't
12
know
million?
12 million.
Which dude?
How did
I
you do the
divided
math?
300 million divided by $25 because
Oh, I did $35 million divided by $25.
Wait.
so I can only buy them for a year.
Something important happened. Katie says, "My mom said she'll help you buy $12 million."
I just said that.
Did you?
I just
Yeah, you
said
just
that.
said that.
I completely stopped
You know
listening
what?
to you guys.
There are two of me, and you don't listen to either of us.
Because you guys were pulling out calculators.
Yeah, we don't know how to do math.
Math.
Oh, I have a calculator on my watch now, Gary.
You guys are
Oh,
pissing
no,
off
Siri,
the
no.
street.
I don't want to talk to you.
Anyway, yeah, he's probably. I don't know if Cody's going to be a Dodger for the foreseeable future.
Well, here's the thing.
If you get Mookie, you probably can't save
We
Cody.
we threw it out to the masses. We what do you call that? We crowdsourced it. And
Yeah.
We said we threw it up on Twitter. So what does
More
this
of 'em.
mean Cody Bellinger's worth if Yelich is getting a $215 million over the next almost decade? And we had a lot of people respond, and a lot of people have bad opinions. But a lot of people also have really, really, really good opinions. Billy at Strandup says if he doesn't
Billy.
fade, he's a $400 million player by the time he hits free agency. That's a lot. That's a lot of cheese,
lot of
if you
cheddar.
know what I mean.
No.
Andrew Friedman needs to prove that he knows how to take care of his players. He's really good at finding players, but right now taking care of it and building a brand and a franchise.
So he's taking
with
care
legacy.
of two players
franchise.
in his time. He's taking care of just two players, and that's Kenley and JT.
Scott says,
I would argue Clayton with that last extension.
No. So that wasn't his choice. That's
Kenley wasn't his choice either.
No. But I know that Clayton in particular, like,
Uh-huh.
there's no way you could have let him walk. There's no way. If you let him walk, Dodgers fans would be livid, especially at the time when his contract expired. Especially at that time, Dodgers fans would have tore him apart. Imagine if he went to the Rangers or the Astros.
Oh,
Dude,
That would've
Dodgers
been bad.
fans would never forget that. Even
That
if he
would've been
sucked
very
in
bad.
Houston, or God forbid, he's actually good in Houston.
he still would have
my
been
God,
good for a
dude.
little bit.
Yeah, so that's different. But he definitely took care of JT. He definitely took care of JT.
Yeah.
And you know, the Dodgers owe JT, and JT owes the Dodgers. That's a good relationship.
No, that was a good,
That's a good
one.
relationship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I hope they
he's another
re-sign
guy
him.
that we got to talk about because
Yeah.
his time's up. And
Maybe.
not like physically or
No.
anything like that.
He's healthy.
He's
healthy.
He's okay.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that tone he talked in last week was pretty much
He expects to.
he
be
expects
back.
to be back.
He's gonna be back.
Christopher over on Twitter says Yelich got $200 million added on, so $201 million.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's
Fiscally responsible.
just
Scott
spot on.
says whatever it is, the front office tightwads won't pay it, and you know what? That's probably the most points we're gonna give to anybody tonight.
tightwads.
Tightwads.
Tightwads. You know, they just traded for Mookie
Yeah.
Betts and David
They
Price,
don't-
but
they don't-
tightwads, those damn
But
tightwads,
Dodgers
guys.
don't pay money for the free
I'm
agents,
so
and
fed
then
up
they
with that.
don't go.
I'm so fed up with that damn narrative.
But they don't want to
dude.
go sign Yasiel Puig right now.
I'm so fed up.
He wants 10 million. No, he wants 10 million one.
Did you guys see the Puig thing? By the way, Puig's still out there. It was a story that everybody loves Puig. Everybody still loves the Puig, and he apparently turned down a $10 million offer earlier in the offseason, and he's still now
I would have
without a
taken
job. You would take $10 million?
yeah.
I mean, you could-
Tim Rogers brings up a good point. They just took care of Muncy as well.
yeah,
They
and
did.
CT3.
And CT.
And CT3. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good.
They're paying their
So
people.
good on them for that, for recognizing the diamonds in the rough, working through them. recognizing how much they brought to the team for literally nothing at all, like especially Muncy and Chris Taylor. Like Muncy was basically free 99 and crushed for us, and then Chris Taylor, all he cost us was Zach Lee, which actually helped us by not having him.
It was a $5 million signing bonus.
Was like MVP his first year, pretty much. He was good. Are you clapping?
I was clapping. Good segment, guys.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, yeah, that's all we got to say about that.
Travis said he loved Puig when he was a Dodger. Most of the time.
Everybody loved Puig as a Dodger.
Puig was a difference maker.
Except for a certain group of Dodger fans.
You mean racists?
Pretty much.
Cutting all this out of the podcast side.
The one sitting on the lawn all day?
Yeah,
I get it.
So we went to Dodger Stadium today. Today being Tuesday, which you people on the live stream know, but on the podcast you might not know. We record on Tuesday for now. We learned a lot, and we also learned not a lot, but it was cool going around Dodger Stadium and kind of getting a good view of where they're at right now. And
personal tour.
A personal tour, and you look at it and you're scared. You definitely look at that stadium and you're pretty damn scared. But they have a positive outlook on it. Janet Marie Smith is, I think, the most positive lady in the whole wide world, and I love her. She's just really, really a great person.
If you had to find one person to do that job, she's perfect for that job.
She's just so incredibly excited about that stadium.
You know what's also
I think
great?
She hasn't slept in months.
She has not. You know what's great, though? The fact that like you could throw any question at her, and she would just like immediately. She had an answer. There was no like she's heard every question that could
think about it. We're not even the worst people that's asking her questions. It's the ownership group and all the people.
And we're nice about it.
Yeah.
And she was so quick on everything. So if you guys ever get a chance to do any kind of tour with Janet Marie Smith, highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So as part of the tour, or I guess the sort of media availability with it, or whatever you want to call it, Gary, you have a fine button there. We did take some time with Ms. Marie Smith earlier, and she kind of explained a little bit of where they're at, so we're going to have some nice visuals and some nice...
Which button is it?
It's the one that says Dodger Stadium, I think.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry. Okay, here. Oh, shit. Here we go.
Are you? Is it on?
Here we go. There you go. It's on.
Yeah, we won't be able to hear it.
And dead?
Oh, I gotta watch it. And then go back to you guys, right?
All right, apparently we got no audio on that, so let's fix that real quick. All right, guys, bear with us because I'm going to teach Gary how to fix this. Go ahead and stop the video, uncheck the button.
Done.
All right, I got to see it. Now, you're going to go right-click on the little gear.
Uh-huh.
Damn, I wish I could see the damn screen right now. But you should see under, like, the file that it was... actually, you got to open it back up again. This is tough to do. Just push the other button. Push the mistake button. We'll be back in a minute, guys. Give me a second.
our fans new amenities in the restrooms. Exciting thing for us this year is that this project has given us the opportunity to renovate the pavilions, and not only just to sort of give our fans new amenities in the restrooms and the concessions and the entertainment and the things that we're offering out here, but also to really rethink the pavilions themselves. So in the cavity where between the first row of benches and the home run wall, we're creating a new seating section that we call the home run seats that are drink rails, not unlike the ones right here at the top of the park, and bar stool seating. We're really pitching that for groups. It's got a nice, wonderful environment, and what could be better than sitting right there at the top of the outfield wall. And then at the top of the pavilion, we've created a deck, again, not unlike the one that's here at the top of the park, that will not only accommodate ADA seating, but importantly, standing room, lots of milling around space, and for the first time ever, a physical connection from the pavilions back to Dodger Stadium. And that's been one of the important goals for us with this project, is to change the circulation. This building was designed thinking that everyone would enter on their level, watch 9 innings of baseball, and leave. And it's just not the way we watch baseball anymore. We're sort of much more social. Fans like to mill around. We like to have food offerings and places to sit and eat that's not just a hot dog in our lap. And so this center field project has created a new front door for us, and 5 new elevators, 4 new escalators, and all of our gates are moved out so that we're creating 360-degree circulation that will culminate with being able to tie the pavilions and center field back to the rest of Dodger Stadium.
Selena's like, oh, it's over.
Yeah. This is the fun when you have a long day and you don't have time to set up everything 100% properly. It just, these are the things that happen.
Selena's like, no more beer, more cheese bread from the boat.
I blame Gary. Anyways, what she was talking about is this, great backdrop, which obviously Dodger Stadium needed. When this thing was first announced way back when, in what was it, June, July of last year, August last year. One of my things that was one of the things I was excited about was, hey, it's just not going to be this ugly asphalt behind the pavilions anymore. It's not going to be...
Hey. That's where the smokers smoke.
It's not going to be all these weirdo smokers in the back of the stadium. It's not just going to be ugly-ass chain link fence. No, they're going to have nice stuff there, like the Jackie Robinson statue in a nice home, not just oddly tucked up at the top of the park somewhere. No, at this where everybody's focus is going to be, where Jackie belongs. And then we found out today that they're going to unveil the Sandy Koufax statue. That they announced it last year, but they're going to unveil that in June. So that's pretty cool. Hold on, wait. There, I fixed it.
I like to lean away from you.
But it always looks bad, and then I have to edit oddly. This is just one of those shows, guys. Just deal with it, all right? But also the home run seats, those were huge.
That was a big question because I wanted to know how much fan interference is going to play into it, and she made a good point. People already sit up against the fences. It's just in the right and left field corners right now, not all across the entire field. So, Good point. But also the Yankees, obviously they had a few issues. Remember when the Jeter fake home run?
Yeah,
remember that one.
Yeah, that was
the Orioles.
A little bit of a throwback there for you kids.
Yeah, there's some kids in the stream.
It was the kid that caught it.
Was that Mayer, Jeffrey Mayer, or something like that? I don't know. That sounds like a name. But the notes and the takeaways of it all, yes, the home run seats will be cool. The cheapest I've found available are $125 for a ticket there.
You get free beer?
Human dollars?
Human American dollars. But I think it comes with food service. I think it's...
Whoa,
really?
Yeah, I think it's like the baseline box seats.
Where you get food included?
I don't know if it's included, honestly. I really
the
don't know.
Boxes are included.
I think they don't know. Thank you, Eric. Eric says we work hard. I know. You can see I'm burning up here.
Appreciate you.
Do it for the beer, bud.
Thanks, Eric V.
Puppy Butt says home run seats are all you can eat. I can't confirm the accuracy of that, but if it is true, you can have my $125 American dollars.
Wait,
Eric,
wait. It's $125 all you can eat?
I don't know. Let's see.
I mean, right field pavilion.
I would do that.
Right pavilion was all
We're
you
gonna
can eat
do.
too,
We're
and
gonna
that
do
was
some
only
research.
like $40.
This show's already off the wheel. Ruben says food not included, which is what I believe I had read. There is an option of it.
I'm tired of all these Fake news reports. Someone tell me the truth. That's my hot take, Gary.
Yes. It says home run seat, individual game purchase, limited availability, blah, blah, blah.
Food and beverage.
Yeah, it says all-inclusive food and beverage, a non-alcoholic beverage. In-seat waiter, waitress service provided. Grab and go snacks.
Wait, it's all you can eat and someone brings all the food to you?
Oh,
it's like K-Town? It's like K-Town? Oh my God.
I'm in.
I hate this
are we
episode.
gonna get seats or what?
I don't know.
Not opening day seats. We can afford those.
Yeah.
Maybe like
you already have opening
maybe
day
like
seats.
a game against
Let's go.
like
I'm down to go.
Marlins. A game against the Marlins.
All you had to say was all you can eat.
Well, this was a Wednesday afternoon game I looked at against the Colorado Rockies early in April. $125 seats. We can.
I'll go to that game.
We're reviewing.
All
it.
I have is a little league practice on Wednesday afternoons, and afterwards I'm free. Let's go.
It's a 12:00 game.
Even better. I can go and then go to little league practice, and I'll barf all the hot dogs on the kids.
All right, you guys want us to live stream that? It'll be better. We don't have to have any video inserts.
There you go.
Ruben asked, "Do you have to buy the whole box?" Whoa, that's a personal question.
Don't ask about the box.
What's in the box? There is an option for that. There's a group experience, access to your own exclusive section of 24 or 25 seats, because apparently there are some that have more. It includes 3 complimentary preferred parking passes and a group welcome message. Eric types it in for us, or he helps. I think he helps us out. VIP batting practice viewing from your seat with early admission. Oh, so you get the season ticket holder preferential treatment on there, and then all-inclusive food, grab-and-go snacks, and all that. So yeah, I think they just kept a lot of the all-you-can-eat pavilion stuff, but spread it out a little bit.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
More on there.
In terms of that's the good side of it. That's the positive side of the of our tour that was a positive of our takeaway. Home run seats are gonna be awesome. That's all we know. Here's the thing: the pavilions.
This is big.
They are not going to be ready for the Freeway Series. That's March 22nd, 23rd of this month. They will not be ready for it. So if there's a home run in the pavilions during the Freeway Series, that goes to the construction workers, as we've been told, right? That's
yes, 100%.
That's what she said.
One of the weird things with that is I believe the folks who have season tickets, who already have tickets, for the pavilion out there, I don't think people have been informed of that yet.
Nope.
So
I think they're still shooting for it. That's why.
No. From what I understand, I think what Janet told us today, it's like the expectation is that this is not happening for opening or for that opening series there. However, everything is going to be working good enough by opening day. Mm-hmm. All the seats will be accessible. People will be able to poop and pee as they please.
That's good.
And everything will be safe. And
define safe.
You might still get some, paint on your ass as you sit down.
That's true.
She
did say it's going to be like it's a livable condition. Like you're not going to be hurt by sitting in the stadium.
Yeah, they'll be continuing to work on it through the first few homestands, and let's be real, it's probably going to be going. Various things will still be going through but we'll just up into the All-Star game, which is at Dodger Stadium this year. Oh wait, I have that button. But the other thing too, like parking is obviously going to change a little bit. I as much as I love Janet's great. She has a way of answering her questions in a very diplomatic or political way. I don't know, but I asked her. I don't know if it was in that video because I couldn't hear it. You guys could. We sacrificed ourselves for you. But the parking beyond the pavilion will obviously change because all of that is changing behind center field there. She says they won't be losing any parking, which doesn't sound 100% accurate because you're losing parking. What she said, any parking that was behind the pavilion will be moved. Well, if you're moving it somewhere, aren't you losing parking elsewhere?
Look, we don't know what's going on.
I think they're still banking on people taking the metro in and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the good thing is she made that announcement. The metro is like dropping people off right there.
Yeah, well, it always has, but now it's a nicer
welcome
thing.
Yeah, it looks great.
And of course, there's going to be 5 total elevators. There's going to be elevators. There's going to be escalators.
It originally said 6, but then she said 5 during it, so I'm not sure. Which one it is, but I'm still banging on 6. We'll just keep saying 6.
Dan Berdue on YouTube says, "Paint from Dodger Stadium on my jersey." That's actually pretty cool. I mean, that would be pretty cool. I guess to get that.
I usually just get mustard.
We're very proud of you for it too.
Appreciate it.
But
I mean, you got to appreciate the fact that they try to finish all this in 6 months.
It was a bold undertaking.
Yeah, and they're doing
bold undertaking.
I know
From
you guys
Undertaker.
You guys are pessimistic, but I think they're going to get done. Like the bones of it looks pretty well done. Concrete's all dry. They just have to install seats. I mean, that's not hard.
Yeah,
and most of them were installed today out there in the
there are a lot.
We're also banking on all of those. What are the food things called?
Concession
stands that are being assembled off-site.
Right.
That we're banking on them. Number one, all being completed in time. Number two, all getting transported in time. And number three, all fitting together like they're supposed to. Like you said,
Right.
like there's no guarantee that everything's going to work like you want it to work.
They essentially created it to be like a set of Legos. They're supposed to snap in place, or as she said, in another video we posted on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dodgers Nation TV. There's the words.
Good job.
She was talking about, it's like a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. You just throw on the floor, and then you're like, oh, God, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Hi, Elisa.
She said at one point that one of the concession stands, it's an old retired mail truck.
There was a mail truck and a fire truck, I believe.
Fire truck, and they're going to make it into food
which is
trucks.
really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
I didn't know that part of it, but I'm excited.
But if you see the rendering has kind of those kind of things. Like they had trailers in the renderings behind the right field area. So I think it's pretty cool. I love that idea. It's great.
Cool.
Ruben said this sounds like the Fire Festival.
Does sound a little bit like Fire Festival. They're gonna show up and there's gonna be ham sandwiches and tents.
And it's like, why is there a mattress here? It's Dodger Stadium.
In regards to the sisters.
The three sisters?
The three sisters, they are off-site right now, obviously, for construction. But apparently they're going right back to as close as they possibly can be to their spot before the construction started. So in terms of that, apparently it's not going to be much of a difference. Those trees have taken some damage over the past 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
Like some real damage. And she said it's the original ones.
Yeah.
She said that, so I'm going to trust her. And they also took a bunch of pictures to make sure they can replicate exactly how they were set up. So if you were worried about the three sisters,
which a lot of people were today,
they were. Yeah. Worry no more.
There was 4 different people that asked that damn question.
Yeah.
It's a big part of Dodger Stadium. Like
it's totally true.
It's a huge part.
Yeah.
Like the things people wanted to know are: is the awning going to stay the same, and are the three sisters okay? Yeah. Those are the 2 big questions that I got asked. And people thought they were changing out the benches for seats, but don't worry, guys, you'll still be uncomfortable.
Hey, Legna Builds is asking, did you hear anything about the Metro being ready for the Freeway Series?
That's what I was trying to get to.
It should be, right?
Yeah, she didn't mention anything about that. I don't think
there's no delay in it.
It might be. It might drop off at a different location. For the Freeway Series, there's a fair chance, just because of all the construction and everything going on.
You won't be able to go in through
the drop-off is right there.
Yeah. You won't be able to go in through the pavilions yet.
Straight Nasty asks, where's the center field camera going to go? It's going to be at about the same spot. Yeah,
same spot. There's going to be 2 additional cameras through those 2 tunnels behind the left and right field pavilions area.
Yeah, the sound system is apparently supposed to be much better. DJ Severe posted a picture of the speakers and stuff today. I think he's really excited about it. We'll have to ask him what he thinks.
I wonder how much further they made it since we saw 1 speaker when we got there. So I'm hoping
they were putting him up.
More.
No, they're putting him up. Yeah. The concert goers had good news. Like Janet said that there's better exits. There's 4 more exits now in right field and left field because they cut out the walls.
Well, that'll benefit people getting on the field for Fireworks Friday as well. So all of that, there's everything they had in mind was for the benefit of access for fans to get in and around the stadium, and it's really cool to see. You really want to see it not just be a dirt clod behind the pavilion right now, which is what it is. They leveled out the hole and then they dug the hole back up, and it's wild, but it crazy to see the skeleton going on back there behind the pavilion. We're gonna post them later, but I caught a glimpse into the Dodgers bullpen, and they write up on the wall there in the Dodgers bullpen, and there are some legendary lines in there. They have Nostradamus in there in the wall, so we're gonna see who our favorite Nostradamus is, I believe, next week from the 2019 Dodgers bullpen.
Are we allowed to expose all of those?
I don't care. I did it. I took the picture. They didn't tell us no.
Which one? Which one?
in the bullpen.
Oh, yeah, the windows?
Because the bullpen's all... No, not the windows. I'm talking about Dodger pitchers writing in the bullpen.
Oh, yeah.
Right
I got
on the
film.
wall.
I got video of that.
Yeah, I got the pictures in the
cool.
H'est of HDs.
Yeah.
Because I'm legendary like that.
We're proud of you for it.
The pavilions will double the amount of restrooms out there, which is, thank God.
If I'm going to be buying 12 million micheladas, I'm going to need a lot of restrooms, all right?
We are upset that there's not going to be troughs.
For those
Cowards.
of you who are
Stan
old enough
Kasten.
to experience being a child eye level at a trough, you're permanently scarred. Permanently scarred.
When in Rome,
Yeah,
you know what they say. When in Rome, Katie
When in
asked
Rome,
if they're
be in
going to
a
have
trough.
the Gibson, Kirk Gibson, re-sign that one seat. I don't think so. That's probably just
I
going
think
to
it
be
was
a
a
one-off.
promotional thing.
Yeah,
More
than likely.
You know, the good news is the gold gloves are going to be out in the center field pavilion.
Yeah,
So
there's going to be a whole
they
bunch.
said they're going to put memorabilia out. So
Yeah, that
I'm,
looks
I'm,
great.
I'm wondering what they're going to put out there because
She
if
said
you-
the gold gloves for sure.
Well, she had mentioned like in the dugout club how there's gold gloves and stuff, and so there's in
Silver-
left field and right field there's memorabilia, but it's like bats and bobbleheads
Right.
on each side,
Right.
And so I don't know if it's going to be something similar to that. I was hoping it was going to be like silver sluggers and gold gloves and stuff like that because that's stuff.
She said they're moving
that's-
some of those out.
That's
Yeah.
stuff the average fan doesn't get to see. Like
Yeah,
if you don't
exactly.
sit that dugout club level, like you don't really get
you're
to
not
see that.
rich.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I've only seen that once maybe, and that's because I got lucky with tickets. So
Yeah.
and the tours and stuff, but. It would definitely be cool to see that out there in the pavilions where my family sits. That's my family out there, you know?
Yeah,
That
the
feel.
Fam Bam.
Yeah.
Let's see. Somebody asked, Dan Burdue asked, is it true Joe Kelly tagged IE in the bullpen? Let me find out.
He did not tag IE in the bullpen, did he?
No.
No,
But-
nobody reps IE.
Let's see.
Yeah,
We don't rep IE, dog.
There is a Joe Kelly. April 9th, Joe Kelly had a fine quote, apparently, the bullpen. Here's your insider scoop. It says, the Reds are really putting it to the Brewers. It was the Marlins. So, apparently,
good
it's
job.
just pitchers
Good job, Ho.
being really, really... Mark Pryor said, it's like that famous Chinese basketball player, Chin Ming Wang. You mean Yao Ming? Oh, because remember, guys, athletes are stupid.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Historically speaking, not the brightest.
Roach says, hey, I represent the IE, and we know, but not everybody's perfect.
Nobody's nerfect.
I never heard of her.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Hear me.
I hear you. That's good. I'm proud of you. Oh, I hear me.
You're adding the echo for the Buck Foston section.
Yes,
That's
because we are going to introduce a brand new section on this show. We're calling it the absolute worst, or I'm calling
absolute worst.
it. Wait, here it is.
You like the echo?
Thank you.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you, John
Thank you,
Ralphio.
John Ralphio. We appreciate. Oh God, that's doubling up on
Please
us.
don't.
I'm sure some of you folks saw the Boston people over the weekend. Boston was sort of in the news again because one of, I don't know who it was. I think it was one of their podcast people. They spliced together a bunch of different clips of just people straight hating Alex Verdugo. In this case, they hate him just purely based on his looks and the way he carries himself. There are definitely the people who hate some of the other stuff he's been tied to and the weird
Off the
stuff
field
that off the
things.
field stuff that we
And
don't
people don't like
need.
his hair.
Yeah, the main thing is they don't like his hair, and that's the thing. They're judging him based on how he looks. A lot of them are doing that, but one of my favorite things is David Price did a little bit of I think it was not a sit down, but he did an interview. He was talking to one of the reporters. I forget who it was. It might have been Plunkett. It might have been LA Times. Either way, they're all fine people, but
They're good.
Price was essentially talking about his escape from Boston, and it was pretty good. You're the one I believe penned that post up.
I did pen it.
Pen it. So give me some of them, some tasty quotes, because I don't know if I should insert the video because it's going to do the same thing, and I don't know if Gary's ready to fix it.
Oh,
Yeah,
what you're telling me is that we have so many technical difficulties today.
There's a
That,
link in the thing.
oh yeah, well I'm going straight to it. Thank us, appreciate it. Well, here's the thing, guys.
Oh, here
If
we
you-
go. Tim Everett Price.
Yeah, I have that. We're not ready for that yet, but when
play
you
it?
do that, you're going to have to turn the audio on. You're going to do the audio thing.
Okay.
You got him nervous. So, anyways, when you're talking about
same thing you did.
Yes, but hold on. Let Brooke do his thing first.
I appreciate you. When you're talking about David Price coming over with Mookie, because he was part of that trade, in case you guys haven't forgotten. He did an interview with USA Today, and he talked about the transition out of Boston and what he was excited about and what he wasn't excited about. But basically, the gist of it is he's really happy to be out of Boston, and he's really happy to be in L.A. There's one quote that says, "It's such a big difference from Boston to here. Really, it's night and day." And they were talking about their like, you know, their first day of like being surrounded by media, and he says basically he's like, there's basically 2 or 3 reporters hanging out after in the first workout. Nobody came up to me to talk to me about my day, and then him and Mookie were like, "Are they serious? This is it? Like this is." He's used to being hounded by media every single day in Boston, and they're not in a good way. Like Gary, you've done a lot of media huddles with LA reporters, and for the most part, it's pretty civil. Like it's nothing so direct that it can be construed as some sort of disrespect or anything like that. It's mostly like, how are you feeling? What are you working on? What do you see in the future? What do you anticipate? Things like that. It's never something like, what are you doing wrong? Like, what's wrong with you? You know? And that's the general sense that you got was when he was in Boston after a bad start or a bad outing or anything like that. The first thing he would do is go back to his locker and just be hounded by media. And I'm like, hey, is this it for you? Like, is this are you retiring? Like, what's going on? Like, are you still going to be a starter next season? What's happening? So he talks about how excited he was to come to LA. He knew it's a historic franchise and he wanted to be a part of it. And it was on the short list of teams that he would like to have been traded to. So it was exciting to hear that he wanted to be here. And then even after his first spring outing, which wasn't the best by any means, but it also didn't help the fact that there's, you know, not the most talented people in the game at the time, and not to mention the wind
and
like
all
crazy.
that. I mean, keep in mind he hadn't pitched in like 7 months.
It's his first outing of the season. He gets in there, and he talked about being so excited about pitching and being happy about pitching that he was like shaking, like his legs were shaking because of how happy he was. And then after the game, he talked about it. It was like, it was great. Like, I loved that. Like, it reminded me that, like, I do love
pitching
this game,
fun.
and pitching is fun, and I enjoy this. So, to me, that was really exciting to hear. Like, your number 3 guy, a guy that was supposed to be just, like, another piece added on to a larger part of a deal, is excited to be a part of the team. Yeah, that's all he was. Like, that's all he really was. I mean, so to hear that, you're like, okay, I like this guy. This is a guy that I can get behind.
In the media perception of the trade, that's all the move was. It was salary relief. But in actuality, the Dodgers identified this guy as somebody that could help contribute to this team in 2020 and beyond, and he 100% will. And, you know, bad first outing aside, he's going to be hopefully an exciting addition to the rotation and to the pitching staff to go alongside Kershaw and Bellinger. And Kershaw has already mentioned it. Like, he's excited watching David Price come in there, and, you know, the same way Mookie did it, where his first day, you know, he stood up in front of the class and was like, hey, you know, it's about accountability, like, play every game, like, you know, even play practice like it's the World Series and it means something. David Price is doing that kind of stuff. It's not as vocal.'s doing it for the pitchers on the side and helping them out, you know, with whatever it may be. And it seems like they're really all enjoying each other. And that's not that environment, or I should say Boston doesn't appear to be conducive to that environment. We look back to like Carl Crawford, who was the last time a Dodger got a throw-in player from Boston, and Carl Crawford was hated in Boston. Like, terrible, terrible things. We don't need to get into any specific words or any specific incidents, but Boston absolutely hated this guy they paid for. They were excited for one day, then it's like, hey, what are you going to do, Crawford? That was a bad one.
That was really good.
No, I didn't like the Crawford. It's Crawford?
Was that?
I can't do it.
It was not bad.
No,
you know me. Boston. I heard Boston.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
What are these guys doing? That's Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I forgot what we were talking about. Paul Crawford.
Anyway, Boston has a way about them, and that was one of the things I spoke with current Dodgers broadcaster Tim Neverett, who was a Boston broadcaster for a good little while. You know, just talking about the way the media is kind of cutthroat out there, and they really want their story. And we're going to play that clip, and guys, it's going to be a little.
I'm going to do my best. Here we go.
It's going to be a little off, but we're going to roll that beautiful bean footage.
Okay, and then.
Yeah.
And a few more eyeballs on their stories. And I'm not really exaggerating at all. I mean, I've actually heard a prominent columnist.
Don't worry, guys. We got
when
this
I was
totally
there,
figured out.
He'll remain nameless, but he came into our radio. I think he needed a change of scenery anyway. Just my personal opinion from being around him and seeing the circus that it is in Boston. I just don't think that he had the greatest relationship with the media there.
Yeah.
The fans would get on him sometimes they wouldn't. But he had a great World Series in 2018, and he had a very good postseason. But at the same time, I think that him getting out of Boston at this time in his career was great. I mean, I'm in New England right now, and it was amazing that, when the trade was initially reported a week ago or so, I mean, the columns that started to come out in the newspapers there, saying good riddance, get out, goodbye.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were just, the writers there are just nasty anyway. The whole media thing is different because, in Boston, you've got people with a dagger out waiting to stab you in the back. And just to get a few extra likes on social media.
Yeah.
And a few more eyeballs on their stories. And I'm not really exaggerating at all. I mean, I've actually heard a prominent columnist when I was there he'll remain nameless, but he came into our radio booth after the team lost 6 games in a row, and he said, "Hey, I came out tonight because I smelled blood. We need to get rid of this manager." And he wrote a column about how they needed to fire John Farrell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they just lost 6 games in a row. There's 162 in the season. Every team's going to have I mean, this is what they do. They go out for blood all the time, and I don't get it. I never could understand that. I grew up around that region, and I never could understand the mentality of it. But, the people in Los Angeles are fair. If you deserve criticism, you're going to get it. And if you don't, they're not going to come trying to cut your head off for no reason.
So you heard that. You heard that from earlier. Again, that's somebody who worked there. And
so he knows.
He understands what's going on over there in Boston, and the fact, like he mentioned, somebody actually came out, as he called him, a prominent columnist that he didn't name. Somebody actually came out because they saw the opportunity to write, to shitpost essentially on the Boston manager. Now imagine somebody like David Price, who, he signs with this team for a buttload of money. Sure. He's had a few. I don't think he's had a terrible season at any point. He had health issues, which were apparently, hopefully addressed this past season and into the off season. But he's also a guy, you wouldn't have won that World Series without him. He pitched great in the World Series against the Dodgers and all that kind of stuff. It's just you hate to see it. I think that's the narrative we're going for. You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. Yes, indeed. So,
just let him play. I mean, last year we loved Doogie and just seeing like what he brought to the clubhouse. He is glue, So I hope Boston just can learn to love the guy.
He's an entertaining kid. At the very least, you take away all of his talent, he's still a very entertaining kid. So,
hey, you stop it, you stupid thing! Oh, I know what it's doing. Sorry, boys.
Me. So, I mean, in terms of that, on top of all the talent that the kid possesses, he's going to be a very good player someday, but he's also just a really entertaining guy. So
he's great with the charities and stuff like that. He's always great with
if I'm Boston, I'm not complaining about that. You got a couple years of him at least under your belt with him, so I don't know what they're upset about. I just don't like Boston.
So the important thing is we learned here, guys, is that Boston, hold on. I'll have this better fixed into the future next time, guys. But Boston. Thank you.
It's the worst.
I feel like this has been either a really, really bad show or a terrible show, but I'm happy we survived it. We couldn't have done it without you guys.
The good news is we're still here.
Let's hit a few of the comments. Rob Haynes says, when Verdugo was traded, media and Dodgers Twitter follow all wished him well. Boston fans, media would never do that. I mean, you look at how long it took Mookie to give a thank you Boston tweet and all that. I mean, granted, he's not
a media guy.
He's not a social media guy for sure, but still, the fact that it took him that long and he's a born and bred Red Sox and all that, you really do wonder how Mookie's going to feel when the real games come, and it's like, man, this really is how it is here. They're just here to play baseball and have fun and not find every little thing to be mad about.
Chris Canetta says, Boston sucks, wicked had. Yes, cannot agree.
Tim Rogers says, Boston media equals fraudman Twitter. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's the worst of the worst on Twitter, of course.
Young Stud over on YouTube says, Anthony Davis is going off for the Lakers right now. So definitely going to be watching the Lakers after this.
So anybody tuning in for the first time, I do apologize. Usually we have the sound kind of squared away, but we've been moving a lot of things around because we went to Arizona, we came back. Gary's going back out to Arizona in 2 weeks. I'm going out next week. We're going to be all over the place. He's here. Gary's friend Brooke just lives here. Somebody asked if that was Australian. I'm going further back in the comments. But anyways, I think that's about it. Oh, yeah, we got more Boston sucks, wicked had. Tina wishes Verdugo would come back. Oh, I would happily take Verdugo back. Like, what do we give him? Can't give up Cody Thomas now. Luke Raley. I'll give up Luke Raley and AJ Pollock. I'll sacrifice myself and give up AJ Pollock. I know.
Oh, what a champion!
It's tough, man. It's really painful to give up somebody.
We'd have to pay half his contract, which basically makes us pay
negates
the full thing.
Yeah, it negates the whole deal. I guess that's about it, boys. The last thing, I guess, final thoughts. I know everybody out here saw this. This is one of the things I love about spring training baseball, is because you see players just kind of dick around, and it's so much of the fun. But Trevor Bauer throwing against Dodgers super utility man Matt Beatty on Monday, and he was telling him all the pitches. That's legendary. I really enjoyed that.
It was good. It was a nice little dig at the Astros. The funny thing was he pitched very well despite telegraphing all of his pitches.
What does that say about Beatty?
Look, I mean, if you're a batter and you see a guy tipping pitches, you're going to be like, oh, he's messing with me. Like, he's going to throw something different. So it actually, you
don't know at that moment.
That's pretty
a
little bit. Yeah. And if he told you, like, hey, this is exactly what I'm going to be throwing, probably a different story.
It's the difference between the pitcher telling you what the pitch is and then what a trash can is telling you what the pitch is.
Oh, I see what you did there. Because you know how the Houstons cheated.
We're not supposed to talk about that.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, done.
Anyways, that's it. That was my final thought. I just wanted to kind of get that out there. It was fun. Enjoy spring training baseball. Go to Arizona. Don't just watch Dodgers. Go watch every team. Spring training is supposed to be fun. Jermaine loves spring training because all the Astros heckling that's going on, including Chris Bryant.
That's been the storyline so far.
The players are getting on it. It's lit.
Rizzo's the one that trashed.
That's right. They all look the same.
And Rizzo's a nice boy.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Brian did say something while he's mic'd up. We just got to get that. He did say something. I just forgot.
See?
What it was.
Yeah.
I thought Rizzo was the only one who said
No, Rizzo said something too. Both of them were mic'd up. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, guys, follow us. You can find us on the Internet Machine, actually. You can find us on the Internet Machine at DodgersNation.com. I promise we'll be better next week. We'll be best, if you will. Subscribe to Blue Heaven on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Player FM, all the spots that you can get podcasts. We're probably there.
All the spots. Every of the spots. I am at BrookMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. This guy over here is at RealFRG on Twitter and Instagram. We are at Dodgers Nation on Twitter, at Officials Dodger Nation on Instagram. Thank you guys all for your questions and comments. Thank you to our crack production team of Mr. Gary Lee. And thank you guys for being with us. We will see you next week.
Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Do that.
Hit that notification bell. Bye.